Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies, and my name's Angela and I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and I'd like to welcome you back to another Throwback Friday. That's right, new outfit, new items in the background, a new lot of recording the intro. Right, so for any of you newer crazies, the throwback series is here so that I can introduce you to older videos that I put out this sort of time last year. The reason I'm doing this is so that when you look at the back catalogue, you don't just sit there pulling your hair out thinking, oh my gosh, how many old videos? This is going to take an age. Because I know if I find a new creator, I like to binge watch. So I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy looking at these videos, and I will explain to you any differences within the video from then to now, or if there's anything that I really did muck up when I videoed it. So I hope you enjoy them. Right, so what have I got up for you today? Let's go and have a nose. Right, so on today's video, our very first look back is at Whips, Bits and Chat number 29. Sit back, enjoy, and I'll give you the extra bits at the end. I would like to say hello to all of you, and hello to all of you newbies. I've had a little influx this last week, which has been absolutely brilliant. I think that might be down to that I finally signed up to Instagram, which I told you all about last week. I think I've only got 3 pictures up at the moment. I really don't know what I'm doing with it, but I'm having a little bit of fun with it, just posting something on and seeing reactions from people that I may not have met already. So welcome, as I said, welcome to you all. Let's get on with today's episode. Right, now onto your images. Last week I received a photograph from Colours from the Outback. She's done it again. She's been crocheting some more poppies, but this time she's changed the colour from red to purple to remember the animals that didn't get to come home. So I thought I would show you that one now. It looks so different in a different colour, but it still looks beautiful. Thank you very much for sending me that picture, darling. So why not head over to Colour of the Outback's channel, where you'll be able to see a pattern that she has created herself using a more floral style of poppy. And if you live in Australia, she may also have extra information on her channel in regards to the person that's collecting poppies for next year's display. Now this year's display, she has sent me over some pictures and they are absolutely stunning. Now these photographs were taken at the memorial at Kings Park in Perth. I haven't been to Perth, but from what I've seen, it's an absolutely beautiful place. And these images just really make me want to go and see it for myself. Now the next photo is a real close-up of how they've hung the poppies and all the different styles of poppies that there are out there, and how stunning some of them really are. Makes my little poppy look quite mundane, really. In regards to me making poppies, I managed to make an extra one in the end. Due to the table closing, we decided that any extra poppies that I make will be going on to next year's account. So I suppose I better get on with them because fingers crossed I'll get another 1,000 plus out next year to make up for this year. But I've got to get through the tutorials as well first for you guys. Right, on to my completed items this week. I haven't touched the shawl that I was showing you last week, you know, the cryptic one. I've left that as it is for now because of course I was making poppies, and then I decided I would start on a mystery Christmas cow. Now this Christmas cow, I'm not going to tell you what the picture is. It is going to be another C2C, because it means then everybody can have a go, whether you're left or right handed. What I will tell you is you're going to need black, you're going to need white, you're going to need an orange or the leftover saffron that you had if you've made the cupcake blanket. And then you're going to need a light and a dark colour of your choice. Now I'm going to be using blue because I've got a lot of blue all of a sudden, but it will look absolutely brilliant with pinks, greens. I would stay clear of probably the yellows and the oranges because of the placement of the orange in the image, but other than that, it's going to be about 83 rows I think, so it's going to be the same sort of size as the unicorn blanket. And I'm in the process of filming it at the moment. I'm on to row 25, so I've got a little bit further to go in it, but I'm hoping to start that one up for you next week when I will be able to give you the full measurements of how much yarn you're going to need. At the moment you're not going to need more than 25 grams of the blues or whatever colour you choose and the orange. It's just going to be the black and the white that you're going to need a reasonable amount of. I'm working off 100 grams at the moment. I may have to up it, I may not. It's all guesswork. Now, because of lockdown happening again in the UK, I went to my local Aldi's to get a bit of food shopping in to make sure I got enough to cover me for a couple of weeks. And no, I didn't buy any toilet roll, but I was naughty. They had some yarn in, and I'm just gonna grab it and I'll show you what I bought. Right, so they had the DK in, and they also had some of the like the other yarns in that I've shown previously that I'm not keen on working with. I prefer to work with Aran or DK at the moment. So the first one up is there's in blue grey. Okay, now these run at £3.99 for the 4 balls of yarn, so I don't mind paying that because it's under £1 a pop, isn't it, for 100 grams? Can't really go wrong, can you? And it washes up really nice and holds its colour as well. And then the other one is a teal. It's a bit awkward in here with the colouring and stuff. There we go. So, but anyway, those are the two that I bought. But while I was there, I also spotted something else that I'd never seen them stock before. Cushion inserts! So they had 2 different shapes. One was square and the other one is oblong. And these were priced at £2.99 for the square. And I think possibly the same, yeah, £2.99 for the oblong. So I sneaked them in with a little bit of food shopping. Right, so I thought I'd been really well behaved only grabbing that. But that was on Monday, and that was my local Aldi. Well, my daughter goes to school in another area, so I have to drive her to and from school every day. And there's an Aldi just round the corner from her school. Now that Aldi normally stocks a little bit more choice in colours and things than my local one does. And so I went in after school to grab her some masks because she's only got a few. Honest, it was to grab masks. It wasn't to grab anything else, I promise. But I ended up doing a bit of food shopping and these sneaked in. Multi-packs! Now these multi-packs are priced at £4.99. You end up getting 500 grams for £4.99, so again it's still £1 a pop for 100 grams. But you got multiple colours and each ball is 50 grams. So I've got this one. And I've got this one. And then when I got home I was watching YouTube and I found out that they actually had another one but I didn't spot that one. I was hoping they would do the Christmas colours that they had, not last year but the year before, which had the red and the green and the black from the original Poppy, but it also had some other nice colours in there as well, very Christmassy. But they didn't have that one, and they didn't have the browns and beige ones that I've shown previously that I bought. But they did have some little mini cakes with little pom-poms on. Now, I've never normally bothered buying them because I was like, well, there's not a lot of yarn in that, is there? But I bought one because my daughter was there and I said, you need a hat, and she went, oh, go on then, you can make me one. I said, right, we'll choose your yarn. So she chose a teal brown and beige mix. And I made this. So here it is in all its thingy. Now, I cheated. I didn't bother making the pattern up myself. I jumped over to Crystal at Bag a Day and I copied her chocolate bonbon pattern. Now, I've made that one before for my dad, so I made it for my daughter and said to her basically that when she goes to see Grandad, let's see if he notices that they've got matching hats but in different colours. So that is my only completed make for this week. And to be honest, that pom-pom needs to go. It needs a fluffy one, doesn't it? It needs to be big. Well, it's going on a teenager's head. Right, so as some of you know, I haven't just got Liam the dog. I've also got Pipsqueak the cat. Now, she is a little cantankerous toe rag and has decided that she is no longer going to be sleeping where I'm trying to record. She has moved her bed elsewhere. Here's a photo. She likes to make herself awkward, doesn't she? I'd literally turned my back to her. She was sitting looking out the window. I've turned my back. I've picked up the yarn I needed to wind up to make a couple of little cakes for the video, and I turned back to find that she was laying like that and refused to move for 2 solid hours. I only managed to get her off because I bribed her with food. Right, so because of the fireworks that we've had around here, Liam has been really different this year. Last year, as soon as the fireworks went off, he was outside in the garden watching them with me. The year before, he heard them go off, he ran upstairs and he was watching them out the window. But this year, there was none of that. He ran upstairs and he hid, and he shook and he panted, and he was nervous for the entire evening. Now, it didn't take me long to suss out. The boy just needed a hug and he needed a distraction. So my computer got tied up, like the one up here. It got tied up. We put on some relaxing music that had a screen. The image was fish, all different tropical fish floating around. And as soon as he realised it was movement and he could watch it, he laid on the bed with his head on my tummy and just staring at the screen for about 4 hours. So I wasn't able to crochet because I was in a dark room. But he's calmed down. He calms down quite early once the video was put on. It only took a few minutes for him to calm down. I haven't tried the pressure bandages or anything yet because I didn't want to restrict anything for him. I just wanted him to do what he wanted to do, whether it be to hide or to hug or to maybe go outside and watch them. But this year he really didn't want to, so fingers crossed it's not going to be manic again tonight. Otherwise it would be 3rd night in a row, because I'm recording this on Saturday to go out on Sunday like I normally do. Right, that's pretty much all I've got for this week, so I'm going to head back downstairs and carry on with the mystery cow, and I will see you all next week. So please, if you can, stay in and definitely stay safe. Ta-ra for now. I think someone wants to go out for a W. Are you wanting to go out for a W? Are you? Well, go and speak to the kid. The kid's meant to be taking you out for a W, so that I can get on with recording this video for everybody. You're going to say hello? No? Okay, cheeky. Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela and I forgot to turn the light on. Right, so as I'm now in the new room, hopefully the colours will be more accurate this time round. And yes, I still have got the teal and I've still got the blue to get through. So here we go. There are the colours. This one is the blue. There's a couple of, I'm just trying to think shading wise how to explain it. It is a nice dark rich blue, and then we have the teal, which is more of a mint, it's a more green than a blue, but when you put them next to each other it just looks like blue and light blue, or a lighter blue. But let's see if I can make it stand out a little bit better. That's what I'm looking through. Like this one that I have just added here is what they call a sky blue on their range. But you got to remember, with the Aldi yarns, here is the kicker. Absolute pain in the posterior. If you want the colour, you grab it when you see it and don't ever expect to see it back in there again. Ever. I'm still waiting for him to bring back the red. Basically, when I made my poppies the very first year, which was pre this channel starting, I got my red from there, and I got my black from there, and I'd got it just after their Christmas event. It hasn't been back since, and we've had another 8 events since then, so there is absolutely no guarantee that you will ever get the same colour again in the DK range, which is a bit pants considering everybody uses red and green at Christmas. But there we go, that's my whinge and moan, and that is another reason why I'm not actually using the DK range, the Aldi DK ranges, because of course you can't get it anywhere else, and there's no guarantees that you'd ever be able to get it. Although, and you've got more chance with the cakes. I've seen one of the cakes and it's constantly on there because nobody likes the colour. Bad, isn't it? I think that's the only reason it's still there. But they do bring out some beautiful cakes. I like the little ones with the pom-poms on. That one's not too aggravating on your hands. But the bigger cakes, they are really itchy. But then that's because I've got an intolerance to wool. So that's why I find them uncomfortable to work with. And even after it's been washed up, to me it is still itchy. I've got a shawl that I made, what are we on, 2.5, 3 years ago now, and it's been in and out of the wash like there's no tomorrow. I really don't give 2 hoots about it. It sounds horrible, doesn't it? But I don't give 2 hoots about it. It used to be my a smoking shawl, so it used to sit by the side of the door, and I wore it as a punishment for going out for a cigarette, because of course I would pull it up and around me, smoke my cigarette and be itchy and everything for a good half an hour after I'd come in, and so that was my way of stopping me from smoking. Yeah, super crazy. I am so lapsed with my Instagram. If you decide to follow me on there, you will get occasional pictures. I tried to do at least one a week, but I forget the passcodes. So it's a case of I can only do it on one device in the house, and if that's not charged because I've forgotten to charge it, you have to wait. Let's see what else. Right, so our next video up was a yarn delivery, yarn haul, which was from Good Vibe Yarn way back when I was trying to search out for new yarn companies, or new to me, because everything was really new to me. Now I loved them because they did mystery boxes, and honestly you got some really good deals in them, their mystery boxes, and the prices that they had at the time were beautiful. They were really nice. They were nice and cheap compared to what of course they are now, because with import taxes and everything else, our prices have gone through the roof. So I haven't actually brought anything from Sarah for quite a while now, and it is solely because I've got all of the yarns that I like that she already has in her shop. I've already got them, so I'm not going to go off and purchase more, because I still haven't worked out what I'm doing with the other stuff yet. I'm still getting through it. Oh, by the way, this was, I'm bagging one of about 4 or 5, I think, in total of orders that I got from Good Vibe Yarn in the end. Now, what I have done is I've cut out quite a chunk of the extra detail and looking through the website and things like that, because of course where it's a year old, quite a lot of it is out of date. So all I've pretty much left you with is me going eek when I'm opening the package and showing you what's in it. So now let's pop over and have a look. Right, so today I have got an unbagging, unboxing, whatever we fancy calling it today. Now this one is of course from goodvibesyarn.co.uk. Right, so the Baby Alzea Baltic, you know, that big big ball of cake of yarn. I ended up using that and made this cheeky blanket with it. Now this blanket you get to see quite a lot in the next upcoming months, because it gets used as a border blanket. So for the Christmas set I had it up and over my mic stand. I had it up and over the mic stand, so I was hanging stuff off it behind my Christmas tree. Now I'm using it, or at least for the last tutorial I used it as the background. It's going to get moved off. I am starting to use a different background for my next tutorial up. Don't ask, haven't started yet. That white silver, the white fancy Alzea yarn, it's still sitting up on my side. I am waiting to use it. I have an idea for this Christmas, mind, that I plan to use it on. Or an item, I should say, for this Christmas. I have a plan to use it on. That little ball of Alzea cotton, I actually am using that as my my go-to yarn for doing my little test projects, because of course I'm now attempting to make shawls. So once I get an idea in my head, and that is the yarn that I use to do what I call yarn doodling with, because it holds up really, really well at being undone and is really good. No knots. Right, so that Baby Baltic Alzea Spectrumy jobby is finally getting used. I'm just knocking out a quick simple granny blanket with it. Fingers crossed I can have it done by next week, so that I can show it to you on the Whips and Bits on Sunday. Not this one, the following. Okay, I said that about the blanket before lunch. I started making it. I've taken photos. I'm going to now do a yarn review later on in the month for you with that yarn. Didn't end up being a granny blanket. I'm just going to leave it there. It just didn't. Okay, so keep an eye out for the review for that yarn later on in the month. Right, that is it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed the quick look back at those 2 chosen videos. Yes, there were a couple of others that week that went out. One was a knitting magazine, but nobody was interested in it first time round. But if you are into knitting and you want to have a look at some images of other creators' works, then just pop through into the magazine album and it is in there for you to have a nose through. Right, I'm going to head off now. I will see you all really, really soon. So if you can, please stay in and definitely stay safe. And ta-ra for now, everybody.